are just a couple miles east of the LAX airport, just off the 405 and the 105 at the beautiful SoFi Stadium in Inglewood. Today, we reach Week 15, and we've got a good matchup in store between the Miami Dolphins and the Los Angeles Chargers. Here's Jason Sanders now to get this one started, and we are underway in Southern California. This will be fielded inside the 5.
Element spot running robot.
This return sets him up pretty good here, right at the 30-yard line. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Herbert to throw right away. Oh, he's going to air it out right away. That's caught inside the 20. And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line. In today's NFL, we talk about quarterbacks and their speed and accuracy, but there's still something about a guy slinging one downfield.
And that's how you start a drive, because you know they had this play in their back pocket, waiting for the right time to unleash it. And boy, did they pick the right opportunity. Unleashed it big time, and that was also a big-time throw.
Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And the Chargers are going to be set up with a 1st and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1. Eckler will take this into the end zone for a Charger touchdown. And finishes off the drive with a touchdown run, Charles. Remember, he also had a catch on this drive as well.
And that's what running backs want to be in today's NFL, a complete back. 3 down, stay on the field, run it, and catch it. And he gets it done.
Chase McLaughlin on for the extra point. And the Chargers grab the 7-0 lead. The touchdown. Here's McLaughlin to kick off. Igbenogany elects not to return it. The football will come out to the 25-yard line. Tagovailoa and the Dolphins come up 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. They'll run here with Raheem Mostert. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves them with 2 to go on 2nd down. You know, Charles, for this defense, look, it's no secret. You're facing a team that is really, really struggling. They haven't won in what seems like forever, but sometimes a desperate team can be a dangerous team, right?
You're exactly right about that, but they shouldn't be. When they're on that type of a losing streak, it's incumbent upon you to take charge of this game early and not give them any reason to hope. Get out and attack them and make sure you knock them back on their butts.
On 1st and 10, it's Mostert to about the 40-yard line.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defense in front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
From the 40 now on 2nd down, Tua. And going deep for Hill, and that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. So a failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Now Tua. man complete to Cedric Wilson. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. 18 big yards on that one, and a Miami first. So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. Here's Tua. That's caught. Waddle on the left side. And the tackle going to be made at the 38. On 2nd down, Mostert. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. If they want to first, they need to get the football to the 32 here on 3rd down. Going to the air. Tagovailoa. And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. The Dolphins will send out the punter now, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. This is taken at the 10. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt, and it'll be Charger football here as they take over. The Charger drive about to get going. They've got the 7-0 lead. Now they've got the football back after their defense got the stop, CD. And you get the feeling if they could score here, they'd really have all the... He's got a man complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. That one good for 37 yards. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. He's airing it out for Williams. And incomplete on the deep ball. The Chargers had 6 and 7, a game under 500 on the year. And they come in losers of 2 straight, so trying to turn things around here.
And you just mentioned 2 straight, and when you're talking about 2 games, that's nothing to panic about. They feel like they've been a little bit unlucky in the last couple. This is a club that's more than capable of turning things around, and I expect them to play really well here.
Herbert's throw there complete to Allen. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 27-yard line. The Chargers passing game rolling a bit here. They've got another first.
Well, as a coach, you absolutely love seeing your offense find their rhythm early, and that's exactly what we've seen so far. They had a touchdown on their opening drive, and now they connect here for another nice game for a first down. This offense is moving the ball well, exactly as he drew it up in practice.
Herbert throwing again. Steps away to his left. And he'll just get rid of it.
What would look like a march to the end zone has hit a momentary roadblock with that incompletion. No need to panic. They just got to come up with a high percentage play call and see if they can get their offense back on track.
Second and 10 now from the 27. Here's Herbert. They'll get this over the middle here to Palmer. Touchdown, Chargers. Josh Palmer, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Chargers lead this now 13-0 here in the opening quarter of the ball game. Another impressive drive, so they're 2 for 2, 2 touchdowns. Charles, a great start to this ball game for them.
And one of the words that's really worked its way into our lexicon is stacking. They've stacked momentum each time out, and not only on offense. Between those touchdowns, defense held, forced a punt to get the ball back, and they've played awfully well in this one. Both sides playing at optimum level.
The Dolphins at the line, ready for their next drive. You know, in our research packet this week, prepping for the game, so many articles from the local beat writer about the offensive struggles of this team and what will they do this offseason. What do you think they'll do?
Well, number one, they'll turn to their self-scouting report. And every team that's any good does this. They have outside groups. Check out their team, scout them, and that play and reasons why. Some of it may just be health. They have to get some guys healthy and back out on the field. But overall, evaluate this squad and make the changes that you need to.
Here's Tagovailoa on 1st and 10. And this one is incomplete.
Well, they certainly came out firing in this one, and while that one was incomplete, I can't imagine that'll be the last shot that they take in this game.
Play action, now it's Tua. A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
When we start looking for big-time corners, we're going to start with athleticism, but without technique, you're not going to make plays as one we just saw there.
Now a play fake. Here's Tagovailoa. And he is going to go down. They sack him on the final play of the first quarter. The Dolphins will send out the punter now as he'll punt it away for the second time. .47 yards on the punt that time, just 1 yard on the return. And they will take over 1st and 10. The Charger drive about to get going. For this offense, Charles, remember the last time they were out here, marched it nearly the full length of the football field, and a lot of the attack went through the air, so now they're seeing if they can duplicate that performance.
Okay, if I show my age a little bit, partner, because I can hear my high school coach, John Ford. I can hear his voice in my head. Laddie, when you put the ball in the air, 3 things can happen, and 2 of them are bad. For the way the game's being played now, this is just part of what they do, so I don't think they should change anything at all. They've been dominant. Keep throwing it around.
From his own end zone, Herbert. He finds his target, Allen. And he's able to get this one all the way past the 30. A real letdown defensively. That was 3rd and a bundle, but they allow the conversion. On 1st down, it's Herbert. He's got him in, complete. And he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line.
Already over 1,000 yards receiving this season. That catch is just going to add to his total. Certainly not resting on his laurels. He's trying to continue to gain as many yards as possible and continue this big season.
Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Herbert. Toward the back corner of the end zone, but he could not get down. This will wind up incomplete.
They haven't been able to stop them so far this series, but getting a nice little stand from their defense now.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Play action this time for Justin Herbert. And that's going to be knocked away in the end zone. It's incomplete.
What an excellent defensive stand there in the red zone. Nice tight coverage. They certainly recognized how important it was to bring up 4th down here.
And his kick is indeed good, and that will extend their lead even further. So 3 points there, and they continue to build this first half lead.
Yeah, every little bit helps. And the more that you can put together drives and start controlling the tempo, controlling possession, finishing with points, the better off you're going to be.
Noah Igbenogany from his end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They're down a couple of scores, 16-0, as they start things out with a 1st and 10. Taking it right down Broadway. Past the 20. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. I think it's fair to say there's nothing that gets a crowd to its feet quite like a big play, and that was something special there. Boy, was he moving.
And that's the kind of play where you have to kind of catch your breath afterwards. So just give me a second here, because when he shifted into high gear, he was an absolute blur out there. No substitute for speed. We talk about that all the time. The evidence was right there.
And the next-gen stats are going to tell the story, and wow, what a story it is. Nearly a full 23 miles an hour. One of the fastest plays on record, folks. Herbert going to lead up the Chargers here, 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They'll try and start this drive in the air. He's airing it out for Williams. It got his man complete. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Here's Herbert. They'll roll him out right. Finding Williams once more, complete. And they're going to move it down inside the 25. We knew he was close to the line of scrimmage, and they say he stepped over.
When you see him in that position, you think he's become a runner. As a DB, you start to react towards the line of scrimmage. They can often throw it over your head.
Here's Herbert now on 2nd down. And that one complete downfield to Allen. And he's got another 1st down as he's brought down at the Dolphins 16. A very solid gain of 27. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. Herbert operating from the red zone. And this is caught. He's got it. Touchdown, L.A. Austin Eckler, his 2nd TD of the game and 16th on the season, as his guys are able to extend their lead. Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And that could be important, as that makes this a 16-point lead. Following the touchdown, here's McLaughlin to kick off. Igbenogany going to take it out of the end zone. And a nice job there on special teams to limit him to inside the 15 as he's dropped at the 14. The Dolphins at the line, ready for their next drive. The partner, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
From the 17, Tua. Quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
The Dolphins on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. Tua sets up to pass it. That's going to be caught by Waddle. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. Tua on 4th down. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he will have a Dolphins 1st down as they manage to convert, and that'll keep the drive alive. They run out of the shotgun with Mostert, finding space at the 40. And they work this well upfield across the 45. 2 1st downs have them up near midfield now on 1st and 10. Second and 10. Looking to pass. Tua. And just not enough on the throw there. Down around his feet and incomplete.
They're putting together a drive here in the final minutes of the half. But the coverage has been tight all game long. And they certainly want to keep them off the scoreboard here.
Throwing is Tagovailoa on 3rd down here. Looking downfield, and that's caught right side. He's got his man. A pickup of 27, and they pick up the first down in the process.
Yeah, these are the types of plays they're going to need to hit on if they're going to get back into this game. It hasn't been the greatest the first half, but this is a nice throw here on third down, and they keep the drive going.
And he went backwards. They'll be down at the 30. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Well, this has been a good march down the field, but now they're stuck looking at a 2nd and 14. They fake the handoff. Now Tua. Hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Well, he certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Tua going to throw. Getting this out to the flat, Mostert. Now another timeout called for by the offense, as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime. And this one is no good. He missed it.
It's been a nightmare season. You're well under 500. Your defense hasn't really kept in a lot of games. And now it's spilling over to the kicking game. That's 3 points you've got to be able to bank on.
On 1st and 10, Herbert. Throws left side, complete to Keenan Allen. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. Herbert setting up to throw on 1st down. On the screen, this is Eckler. And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line. Now the Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. On 2nd and very short, Herbert. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by Javon Holland. And the Dolphins will take over here as they get it up to the 43-yard line. It's almost like you can see the look of frustration on his face. 4 interceptions last week. We talked about it all week. What did he do wrong? And another one here in the first half.
And you can understand the frustration. You actually feel his pain a little bit. But the worst thing he can do is what you're seeing right now, showing the other team that he's frustrated. All they're going to do is double their efforts to make him even more frustrated. He's got to gather himself, compose himself, and keep fighting.
Well, he talked a lot about erasing that loss last week, getting back in the win column. We'll see how he responds. And going deep for Hill. All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked up by J.C. Jackson. And the Chargers are going to take over here at their own 22-yard line. Unfortunately for him, if last week was any indication, we knew a pick was coming at some point. Last week it was interception after interception, and here we go again.
We actually quit counting last week at a certain point because I thought I was going to run out of fingers.
Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Brandon Jones picking it off, and he will be brought down on what will be the final play of this first half. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far, as we are off to Orlando now to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach? Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. The Dolphins down on the scoreboard, but they'll have it first as we get going in this third quarter. Igbenogany going to take it out of the end zone. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. In the first half, they struggled a little bit to keep pace offensively, CD, down 2 scores here. So how do they make some changes coming out of the locker room?
Well, they've studied what they did in the first half. They've seen what the defense has thrown at them. Now they want to have a plan of attack against it. So you come out, you're not going to get all the points back on one drive, but get started on it. Start chopping into that lead, and maybe it'll inspire your defense to help out as well.
And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line.
We talk about mobility on quarterbacks all the time. Here's where it really pays off. Able to move, evade, and is accurate throwing on the run and picking up the first down.
They'll run right side with Mostert. Defensively, a solid response after giving up back-to-back first downs.
But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
On 2nd and 9, Tua. Open man is Hill. He's got it.
And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield to 43.
Now Tua. Got a man. It's Waddle, complete. And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. Catch number 40 for him on the year. It's a first down. Inside 4 minutes to go, third quarter. Another catch there for Waddle. So they'll get nothing out of that play, and it'll be second down.
That was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. The former number 3 pick, Joey Bosa, bringing the lumber that time.
They've got up over 30 yards of turf so far, but the sack knocks him backwards, and that interrupts the momentum that we're building. Good opportunity for the defense to escape this drive before they get to the end zone.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Flush to his right. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
I'm sure it was a tough halftime trying to figure out some strategy to get things going, trailing by a lot when they went into the locker room. He's just trying every avenue to spark his team here to begin the third quarter. Not a lot going on that play, though.
And I don't think this has the carry. It does not. It's no good. And this will remain a 16-point deficit.
Well, Brandon, anything beyond 50, you start rolling the dice a bit. And once you get up around 57, 58 yards, the chances of making it go down dramatically. And sure enough, this one winds up no good.
And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Off the play fake to Eckler, it's Herbert.
Rolling to his right.
This is swung out.
And he coughed it up. And this is picked up by the Dolphins. And he'll take it across midfield to the 46-yard line. Well, let's see now, Charles. That's 7 turnovers between last week and this week. 3 here in this game, 4 in last week's game.
You know I do my research, right? And I go all the way back to the best coaches that have ever been in this game. And all of them started with ball security in some form or another, understanding that taking care of the ball was the key to winning games. They can't believe what they're seeing right now because they spend all this time on it with the fundamentals, taking care of it, tucking it away, and they're not doing it.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Tua. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Tough series for the passing game. Things just aren't clicking. Hopefully they can come through on this play and get this series back on track with a completion for enough yards for a first down.
Here's Tagovailoa to throw. And that will be incomplete.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
They're going for it. Here's Tua with it. He's going to let this one go deep. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. The Dolphins can't convert on 4th down. And the Charger defense stands tall, and they get the football back. Well, their first fourth down attempt earlier was successful. This one backfires for a turnover on downs.
I like their aggressiveness. I like what they're doing. They got it the first time they went for it. Why not a second time?
He's got him in. Complete. And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line.
There's another big play for him right there, and that's not the first time we've said that throughout this game. This last catch puts him over 200 yards receiving for the ball game and leaving the defense with just one word in their mind: helpless.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Here's Herbert. And he wisely will throw that one away.
Different pass rushes are designed for different things. Sometimes you want to keep the quarterback in the pocket. Sometimes you want him to flush. I don't know exactly how this one was designed, but they made sure they moved him to his right. He got out of the pocket. Unfortunately for him, he was hit as he tried to throw the ball, and that resulted in an incompletion.
Escaping the pressure right. He's got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Chargers. Austin Eckler, an 11-yard touchdown. And the Chargers will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the third. The extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And that pushes the lead up to 23. Following the touchdown, here's McLaughlin to kick off. Igbenogany going to take it out of the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
And he's got room. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. 24 yards the gain there, another first down as well. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this third quarter. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. From the gun, it's Tua. And the defense has it covered. It's intercepted. Picked off by Michael Davis. And the Chargers are going to have the short field here as they'll take over right at the 50. Herbert and the Chargers now with a 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. Hand off here to Eckler. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the fourth quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will...
Herbert has it knocked free.
Much like a running back going through the line, quarterbacks have to be aware of protecting the football as well. He left it exposed that time, wound up having it knocked free, but fortunately, had an alert teammate who was able to get it.
He's going to look for Allen now on the deep ball. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
I think it's fairly safe to call this game over, but they're still trying to bomb it downfield and add to their lead. Almost makes you start to feel for the defense and root for them a little bit, too.
The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. On is the Chargers punter now. Always a good sign when your first punt comes in the 4th quarter. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Dolphins drive will start deep in their own territory with a 1st and 10.
You rarely call your punter a weapon, but he certainly was there. How about that? Pinning him down at the 1-yard line and helping out the defense in a big way. I'm telling you what, if I'm a defensive coordinator, I might be thinking safety right now.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Tua over the middle. He's got Gesicki, the big 6'5" tight end. The offense on 3rd down tonight. They've converted a third of their opportunities, 3 for 9. They're looking at 3rd in the nose of the football. Firing quickly here, and that's complete.
And he is going to have the Dolphins first down, as that'll be a pickup of about 5 as they convert on 3rd and inches.
And the slot man goes in motion left.
Running the counter with Mostert.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets this football out shy of the 30 to the 29. Here's Tagovailoa on 1st and 10. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. A good chunk on the ground on the keeper, 17 yards, 1st down. Going to the air, Tagovailoa. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
That incompletion brings us one step closer to the end of this one. Maybe mercifully, partner. And let's face it, though, no surprise, they're still flinging it around. They have pride, too.
He's going to go for a big play downfield. He's got it with the 15. It's a big play there for Miami, and even 50 yards. Defensively, I know they have the comfortable lead here in the 4th, but they do not want to give up big plays like that.
They want to finish strong. So oftentimes in this situation, you tighten up underneath in your coverage, and you bring your safeties back. They can pick up anything that leaks through. But in the meantime, upfield, you're making plays on the football.
2nd down and goal. Tua. And it'll be intercepted.
And the Chargers are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. Herbert going to lead up the Chargers here, 1st and 10.
At their own 20-yard line. They'll try and start this drive in the air. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
Well, 4th quarter with a 3-score lead here, Charles, but they're still going back to the air and looking for more points.
Well, with this game well in hand, it's an opportunity for the guys to come off the bench and get a chance to play. And a lot of coaches, they want to run their full playbook no matter what.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. Bradley Chubb able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
Well, if an offense is going to throw the ball in this part of the field, any pass rusher will tell you that's his favorite part. Gets a chance to get after the quarterback. It's almost like a reverse red zone. They can create points using their defense, and this time they take their man down.
3rd and long, it's Herbert.
And that is incomplete. Oh, he did everything but hold on to it. But a nice play defensively, and now it brings up 4th down.
On is the Chargers punter now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away.
And this returnable for Hill.
51 yards on the punt there. And it'll be Dolphin football. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive.
It's now appearing that this losing streak is going to continue. You know, the coaching staff was confident that this was going to be the game to stem the tide, but that just has not been the case. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45.
On play action, here's Tua. Right back to Jalen Waddle for another catch. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play.
Here we go. Extreme Elements bot running robot.
Throwing now is Tagovailoa. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
I'll tell you what, partner, after he ices down, he's going to need a nice long soak in a hot tub after this one. He's been under duress the entire game.
And once again, hit as he throws fortunate. That will end up incomplete. Tua to throw again. They complete it to Hill. And he's going to get this down near the 25. And they get up on it quickly and spike it with just a little over 50 seconds to go. Play action, now it's Tua. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31. The Dolphins going to take their second timeout as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in the fourth. So now after the sack, Tua and the Dolphins staring at a 3rd and long. Tagovailoa working out of the gun. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And this is going to be intercepted. And the Chargers are going to get the football here as he gets this up past the 20-yard line. The Charger drive about to get going. Well, CD, this is the ideal situation in the fourth quarter. You come out here late, not much time on the clock with a comfortable lead, and put the final nail in the coffin.
Yeah, this offense.
He's got him in, complete. And they're going to get this down to about the 37. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Herbert will give this one to Eckler. Oh, wait, hold everything. A timeout has been called. Seemingly silly with 1 second remaining in this game. They're going to pass here with Herbert. And the Dolphins rush gets home. Down he goes. So this one's over. It's in